I used to think fear came with noise. A slammed door, a whisper from a vent, floorboards creaking under invisible weight. I was wrong. Real fear is quiet. It begins in the softest part of the night, when your mind floats somewhere between dream and waking, and your body hasn't decided which world it belongs to. That's when you feel it, not hear it, not see it. Feel it, like someone has stepped into the room and brought the dark with them. The first night it happened, I told myself it was stress. Too many hours at the office, too much coffee, too much late night scrolling through things better left unseen. There's always a reason. That's what adults tell themselves so they can sleep. I woke on my back, staring at the ceiling. The room was grey with faint city light leaking through the curtains. Everything looked ordinary. My dresser, the television, the crooked picture frame I kept meaning to fix, and something standing at the foot of the bed. It was shaped like a man, in the way a shadow is shaped like a man. Long arms hanging loose, head slightly bowed, shoulders too narrow, too still. At first, my mind tried to be helpful. Coat rack. Trick of the light. Your eyes are adjusting. Then it moved. Not a step exactly. More like it shifted closer, as if distance meant nothing to it. One moment, it was near the door. The next, it was nearer the bed. My body refused to respond. I tried to sit up, tried to lift a finger. Nothing. I lay there like a specimen pinned to velvet. Sleep paralysis, I thought. I had read about it. The brain wakes before the muscles. Hallucinations fill in the blanks. The mind is cruel that way. Then I saw its eyes. Two small white points. Not glowing brightly, not dramatic. Just there, dull and patient. Like distant stars you only notice if you stare long enough into the night sky. They weren't blinking. They were watching. The mattress dipped near my feet, just slightly. The blanket tightened over my toes. That's when logic cracked. Cold slid over me. Not air, not temperature, but something heavier. Something that felt like it had weight and intention. It leaned forward. Its face entered the faint spill of light. There were no features. No mouth. No nose. Just smooth, stretched darkness where a face should have been, except for the eyes. And then, in a voice that never touched the air, "You saw." The words bloomed inside my skull like bruises. I tried to scream. My throat twitched uselessly. "You weren't meant to see." The thing tilted its head in slow curiosity, the way you might study a trapped animal. One arm lifted. The fingers were wrong, too long, bending at places fingers shouldn't bend. They reached toward my face, and I woke up, sitting bolt upright, lungs dragging in air like I'd been underwater. The room was empty. Warm, silent. The blanket lay flat at my feet. I didn't sleep again that night. The next day, I remembered something I hadn't thought about in years. When I was 7, I used to tell my parents about a tall man who watched me sleep. I described the eyes. I described how he never spoke out loud. They blamed television, imagination, night terrors. Eventually, I stopped talking about it. Eventually, I stopped seeing him. Or maybe he stopped letting me. The second night, I left the lamp on. I told myself light would anchor me to something real. When I woke again, the lamp was off. The switch had been turned down. It wasn't at the foot of the bed this time. It was beside me, close enough that I could sense its outline against the dimness. Close enough that the cold radiating from it seeped into my skin. "You remember," it said, not in words, but in meaning. Its eyes were brighter now, not glowing. Hungry? My hand twitched, just barely, a tremor of movement returning to my body. The thing leaned closer. "You forgot." And in that moment I understood something that made my stomach drop like an elevator cable had snapped. It had never left. Childhood isn't when monsters disappear. It's when they learn to wait. The paralysis broke in a violent rush, and I flung myself sideways, crashing onto the floor. The room was empty again. Lamp on, air warm. But the mattress still held an impression beside where I'd been lying. A long, narrow dent. I haven't slept since. I'm writing this at 3:12 in the morning. Sitting at my desk with every light in the apartment burning. The hallway stretches out beyond my bedroom door, and it's standing there now. Not hiding, not creeping, just waiting, those small white eyes fixed on me, patient as winter. I'm trying not to blink, because deep down I know something with absolute certainty. The next time I close my eyes, I won't wake up alone.